So fuel just hit $8 in California. Indiana got rid of thousands of non-domiciled CDLs just today, and spot rates have hit a year-to-date high in every single category: flatbeds, dry vans, and reefers. So what does that mean for the box truck community? That's what we're going to be going over in today's video. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm Entre Mike. We're the Entre Show for Entrepreneur, and we cover trucking news, freight rate data. We also do lane searches for box trucks, and we check the market conditions using DAT1 to check out where the hottest paying loads are in the country. So if you like content like this, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more. So we're going to start off going over the national truckload index. We're at 307 per mile for dry vans. This is the highest it's been in 4 years. As you guys can see, I mean, we're still 50 cents a mile away from the cycle top of COVID, but this is great to see the market actually reacting to increased fuel prices and limited capacity. But before, when fuel skyrocketed in 2022, we had a ton of carriers, 1,000 more carriers than we do now. So it didn't really make sense for the rates to react to the news. Outbound tender rejections are still climbing. They're basically at 15%. As you guys can see, it's still not as high as COVID times, but that was during the middle of an epidemic. 15%, anything over 10% is very strong for a carrier market, which we still are in based on what analysts are saying.
This is a carrier's market and continue to be so.
This is not a broker market anymore. This is a carrier market. It's just so much going on at the same time, it's hard to tell. Then we got volumes. Volumes are finally creeping back up to normal levels, if not better levels than we've seen in the last 12 to 18 months. And this is a really good sign. Volume is going to be the key indicator that I look at for the next 2 quarters to see if we're actually going to keep this momentum. Because if volumes creep back down and we don't have any freight to run, it doesn't matter if we have less carriers. If we got less freight to move, we won't be making much money for truckers. But I do want to talk about the carrier details and net revocation. So this is how many carriers we lost, 338 this week, which if you guys notice, this is the first time or the second week in a row we've lost a small amount of carriers compared to what we've been losing. We would see weeks where we lose 1,500, 1,700, sometimes close to 2,000 carriers in a week. Now that also means, because we had about, I think 800 total, a little bit more than 800 total authorities come in, and only 300 and some change get revoked. So that means we have about a net change of 500 carriers. It says 486. So what that means is now more capacity is staying within the market. So we got to kind of see, this isn't a crazy level, right? As you can see on the chart, it was times during COVID where we had almost 2,500 carriers come in a week at a time, and we kept that for months. So this isn't unhealthy to see. You don't want to always see companies going out of business. But of course, the volume is going to have to stay pretty high if we keep maintaining a surplus of carriers. English language proficiency levels. So they're about average, still at 89 for trucks taken out of service. Reefer, since we do go over box truck reefer loads sometimes, we're going to go ahead and show the reefer charts. It is the highest it's been, of course, since 2022, as you guys can see it on that last spike. So like I said, this is super healthy. I didn't even show the flatbed rate. I'll show that momentarily. I'm going to make a flatbed hot shot video really soon, so I didn't want to spoil it. But flatbed rates are insane right now. Their load to truck ratio is 60. So for every truck or every flatbed that's in the market, there are 60 loads for that truck. It's insane, dude. All right, now it's time to move over to the trend lines on DAT1, where you can save 10% for your first year using my link pinned to the top of the description or pinned to the top of the comment section or in the link tree, right? So let's go ahead and move on. All right, guys. So the national fuel price average is $5.40. It isn't much we can say about that other than you should be charging for your fuel surcharges at this point and making sure you're getting more money than you were in the last 2 to 3 months. But it's still not good to see. This isn't positive news. So before we get into the market conditions and load searches, by the way, we do load searches every week. If you want to see your city and state, drop down your city and state in the comments. Indiana's new CDL rule pushes ahead on English proficiency. Drivers being taken off the road as of today, April 1st. So it says that Gary Langston, president of the Indiana Motor Truck Association, said in an interview with FreightWaves that the state's Bureau of Motor Vehicles had begun sending letters to about 2,000 non-domiciled CDL holders in the middle of March. Soon after the law was signed, notifying them that their licenses would be immediately revoked on April 1st. April Fools. You would think this is an April Fool's Day type of, man, people probably gonna think I'm clickbait, man. But this is insane. We're losing basically around 2,000 truckers. Now, I know we didn't hit on the news too much. You know, the news is the news, but I know this video will be super long if I ended up, oh Lord, my bad for that. Battery's about to die. But I didn't want the video to be too long, but it is insane to see. Like I said, that legislation is moving so fast on non-domiciled CDLs. I just wanted to show you guys where the vans are hot. Of course, this is gonna pertain to the box trucks too. You really don't want to stay out in these states. It's not a lot of good paying freight. You want to keep your truck within the Midwestern region up into the Northeast. You really don't want to go no north in, Connecticut. And then, of course, down in the Southeast, South Central, you got your regular hot spots, your Atlantas, Fort Worth, Dallas, Houston. Somehow, some way, Louisiana's pretty hot too. But let's go ahead and move on to our lane searches. All right, guys, we are doing our load searches now. Starting off in Atlanta, Georgia, we're in the highest rate per mile. We got $291 to go to Garden City, Georgia from Chattanooga, Tennessee. 26 feet. 4,700 pounds, but this one is no box truck. So let's go to the highest straight box, which is $232 a mile, $3,000 to go to Maine, 24 feet, 7,500 pounds. It is 3 U boxes. Pretty solid. Let's go to the next one. $212 a mile to go to North Carolina. $600 on 283 miles, 24 feet, only 400 pounds. So this is probably one pallet, but you really don't want a partial when you're only going less than 300 miles. It's kind of pointless. Let's go ahead and go to the highest rate. We got a good bit of searches today. It's the same $3,000 going to Maine. Outside of that, we got $2,700 going to Inglewood, Colorado. 26 feet, 5,000 pounds, $2,700 on 1,320 miles. Now, what you guys are going to notice, as I'm going to go ahead and go over to Chicago and hit highest rate per mile, but what happened during COVID was we had a ton of demand for trucks basically nearing the, was it the end of 2020 going into 2021? Yeah, I think that's when it really started heating up. And you started seeing that first the rate per mile started to go up for the truckloads, and then they started actually getting pushed to LTL, because when these loads are not booked for so long, let's say it's 5 stops on a dry van, 50,000 pounds. At some point, they're just going to split those loads up and then pay them to be expedited on a box truck. Some people may say, hey, if it takes me, a few weeks to get my freight, that's cool. And others are like, yo, I need this thing yesterday. Give me my 10,000 pounds, 7 pallets ASAP, and I'll pay whatever I got to pay. It'll be really interesting to see how that works out in the next few quarters. So we got Chicago to Kansas, 26 feet, 3,000 pounds, $239 a mile. Let's go ahead and go to the highest rate. Got $3,400 going from Elmhurst, Illinois to Jackson, Wyoming. 26 feet, 7,500 pounds. We're moving on to McAllen, Texas. Highest rate per mile coming out of here is, look at that right there. Look at that right there. $10,000. Y'all think this is a mistake? I almost want to call this load. I'm not going to call this load. I'm joking. $10,000 to go from Brownsville, Texas to Missouri. I almost think this is a mistake, man. $8.49 a mile. Pick up today, tomorrow, no later than 9 p.m. Send rate. Yeah, they're saying send rate. There's no way. This is almost like clickbait. So these are the type of things that you're going to start seeing that we've never really seen over the last 18 months of doing spot market updates, is that brokers will start posting things that aren't true just to get you to call. Like, yeah, it's not $10,000. What would you do it for though? What do you want for it? Right. But this should almost be not allowed. Like there should be some type of QAing over like the rates these guys are posting, bro. Let's go to a realistic rate. We got a box truck reefer going for 282 a mile, 9 pallets, a 415 delivery. Guess that's 4:15 a.m. Ouch. We got Laredo, Texas, going to Madison, Wisconsin. Got some metal bezels, I guess. Team needed for Friday delivery. 267 a mile. And the great part of this is that it's coming from Laredo, which is not really a good market. And it's going to Madison, Wisconsin, which is an amazing market, right? So to get a team load paying close to $4,000 and then being able to go to that market, this is where you start to see those $7,000-8,000 weeks for a box truck, but you're gonna put in the miles for it. Highest rate coming out of McAllen. It's gonna show the 10,000 pounds, but you got $4,200 going to California. Class 9 battery. So this is a hazmat load. What do we got? $3,500 to go to Nevada. It's paying $1.73. But once you go to Sparks, Nevada, trust me, you're not getting a good load out of there. So let's go to Kansas City, Kansas for the next city and state. Highest rate per mile coming out of here is $2.16 to go to Wyoming. Let's see, lift gate, inside delivery required. Pick up today, 4:30 or tomorrow. Same load. We got another one going to Oregon. $2,900 to go from Pittsburgh, Kansas to Oregon. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the highest rate. It's not a ton of loads out here, only 23. Highest rate is $2,900 to go to Oregon, that same load. So let's go ahead and move on to Albany, New York. Highest rate per mile coming out of here is $5 a mile, basically, but it's not staying within the states. So let's move on. We got 227 to go from Vermont. Look at all these loads getting posted. To go from Vermont to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. 20 feet, 10,000 pounds. Nice. Next one we got is Parsippany, New Jersey to Durham, North Carolina. Got 26 feet, 5,000 pounds, $1.63. So nothing crazy here. Let's go ahead and go to the highest rate coming out of Albany, New York, which is $3,800 to go to California. 26 feet, 9,000 pounds. No partial allowed, but they got it at $1.38. This is where you want to hassle about the spot rate, but even the spot rate, rates for vans are including a fuel surcharge of about 69 cents a mile. And that's still only getting you, $1.60. Yeah, so you probably just don't want to touch that, honestly, unless you live in California. You just want to go home for something cheap, right? We got $3,600 to go from Woodridge, New Jersey to French Camp, California. Has an extra stop in Syracuse, New York, and Stockton, California. So driver assist, real ID, passport, or TWIC card. So I'm guessing this French Camp might be somewhere that's like military related. But even if this rate is like way off, $1.26, they're not even trying to work with you. They're just posting something. So we moved on. We moved on to Greenville, South Carolina. I don't expect it to be too much freight here, but it is kind of on the border. Let's go to the highest rate per mile. Showing $4.40 a mile to go from Orangeburg, South Carolina to Jacksonville, Florida. Lawnmower parts. Okay. We got Charlotte, North Carolina to Gainesville, Florida. Must have general liability insurance. Charlotte, North Carolina to Gainesville. Okay. Flowery Branch to Mississippi. We got $1,200 on 446 miles. Not too bad. So it's paying some pretty good freight. Charlotte to Gainesville, Florida. Must have general liability. Let's go to the highest rate. $3,800 to go to Washington. Marcus, 2 drops, 26-foot box truck for $1.33. These loads are not going to get booked. It's kind of why they're still on here. So let's go ahead and move on. We got Phoenix, Arizona. Highest rate per mile coming out of Phoenix. It's going from Tucson to Nampa, Idaho. 291 a mile, but you are going to Idaho. One pick, one drop, 9 pallets, 20 feet, 6,800 pounds. So you'd have to see if you could get that. Let's see. We got a straight box. $750 to go to New Mexico. 26 feet, 4,500 pounds. Basically just general freight. Nothing crazy here in the comment section. Just your good old palletized freight. We got another one going to New Mexico. $700. I wonder how close this is. Okay. So we got basically the same load for a different rate. Wow. Let's just go ahead and go to the highest rate. It's not a ton of loads out of here. Got $3,600 to go to Florida. 3-bedroom house, garage. That's a lot. Needs loading and unloading. Cash on delivery. Yeah, that's not getting booked. And I would stay away from loads like this. Like I said, I mean, if this is even a moving job, guys, you're talking to go this far. They are way underpriced. I mean, I would have to probably talk to a mover who really does it, but I mean, we're talking 10,000 to even get on the phone for a 20-footer. So yeah, wouldn't be booking this load either. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's spot market update. Make sure you guys like the video. It's also a hype section on YouTube. If you're on YouTube mobile, that says hype. Hype the video and drop down Entre for Entrepreneur, or drop down your city and state if you want to see it on next week's load search. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.